Okay, we're here again with another episode of Brotips. As like with the last time, I'm not alone, of course. Today I got Tactics with me again,
Hey everybody.
and we're gonna cover the Venom. We were actually gonna do attack helicopter with Mad Mackie, who is the pilot of Call Your Shot, which is a competitive clan. Sadly, we couldn't record the gameplay so far, so I guess we gotta postpone that to next weekend. But I still think the Venom is something very interesting to talk about, and the gameplay you see here is Caspian Border Rush, which is, in my opinion, the optimal map to use the Venom, and you see a pretty damn good gameplay, if I can say so myself. And what I'm gonna let Tactics do right now is just explain what you need to take care of if you're a pilot, because you can see here he's my pilot, and he's probably the best pilot of the Venom I ever had, and I'm just gonna let him quickly explain on how you need to fly. So Tactics, go ahead.
Hey everybody, once again, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick discussion on the Venom, which I feel is one of the most undervalued, underused vehicles in the game. I basically think of it as a flying tank. It's got more armor than all the other choppers by far. It can take probably about, I think, 3 stingers before you get disabled, but it's also very easy to keep it up with engineer squads. Now, what I like to do when I fly is first off, pick a direction that I want to go. So say, for instance, I can either go low and avoid fire from tanks and stingers, as well as a jet, or I can go high like I did in this map and end up going to be above the altitude of the sit station and guided shells of tanks, as well as lock-on range for at least the beginning from stingers. Now, I always pick a side with my gunner, which side they want to gun on and which side I'm most comfortable flying with. In this case, I always let my gunner know I'm more comfortable with them being on the left gun than I am on the right gun. I always fly in third person. This way I can help out, I can see where all the enemy is at, and I can go ahead and communicate with my teammate on where I want them to gun at. I end up first going for the tanks. That's the most important thing. You always take out the ground vehicles first, even with the Venom, just like you did with, I was talking about with the Little Bird. So I end up going high, getting above their range, and circle strafe above their vehicle to where they can't shoot me. The only people that can shoot me is their gunner, and which will not do that much damage. Now, the cannon on the Venom is extremely powerful, extremely effective. People don't realize this, but it can take out tanks very efficiently. And as you can see with this video, I circle strafe around the tanks until we destroy the tank. And after we get done with the ground vehicles, I then focus on circle strafing above where the MCOMs are at to where the enemy spawn is. That way we can just go do quick callouts, get rid of the infantry, and drop people off at the same time when I hover above the MCOMs. Now with this, the people are always going to talk about what about varying altitudes, doing low drop-offs to teammates. I could do that, but I don't want to take the risk of being shot by an RPG and being flipped upside down. People don't always realize that that's a big threat, but it is. It's the same with the tank. If a tank were, say, to spawn right then and there and I didn't realize it and I got shot by the main cannon, I'm going to get killed by flipping over with the chopper and getting all my teammates killed in the process. I stay at a nice little altitude. I will go ahead and drop down at times to get an easy kill from my gunner, but besides that, I focus on keeping the chopper alive and my teammates alive. Besides that, the jet is your only real big threat in this map. With that being the case, do not focus on the jet unless if it comes directly at you and your airplane, your fellow teammate who's flying is not helping you out. Besides that, I'm going to go ahead and let Doctor talk a bit about the gunning.
Yeah, okay, so you see I'm doing pretty well in this gameplay here right now. And as gunner, there's one important thing. You're always just as good as your pilot. As you see here, I'm going to town pretty hard on these guys, but even if I fly with friends of mine that aren't that much into flying helicopters, I really do not have a chance of getting a lot of kills because they circle too quickly or they just don't keep it steady. And that's one very important thing. So what Tactics said there is something you really gotta take care of, because the gunner of a Venom is just as good as his pilot is. With a bad pilot you can't do a lot of gunning and you can't get a lot of kills. So if you decide on flying this thing, make sure you listen to what Tactics said, because he's got some very good information there that makes it a lot easier for your gunner. And speaking of easy, getting known with the controls for the gunning here is a little hard. If you hop in the seat first, you're gonna realize you don't get any hit markers. It's a very strange feeling that you shoot your gun at people and you don't know if you actually hit them. And to start getting better at gunning, you're gonna need a little exercising, so don't expect to completely destroy the enemy like we do just from the beginning. I myself also had a lot of experience from Bad Company 2, from the Black Hawk, and also had quite a few matches where I just was exercising my skills, my aiming skills. What helps me is having a high sensitivity. That might just be me, but maybe you want to try it out at the beginning of the game, just put it a little higher. That might help you. So As I said, the gun is really strong, and a lot of people underestimate it because they have a hard time killing people at the beginning. But if you get into this, it's definitely a very, very important, very strong, and it's a game changer basically. So if you fly, you always wanna make sure you communicate with your pilot. As tactix already said, we call out these targets. Let's say you see that guy down there. If tactix had spotted him, he would say there's a guy at blue crate. So that's also a key point. If you want to do this effectively, you need to communicate with your pilot. It's optimal if you also have somebody repairing you, like a squad mate sitting in there just fixing you up if you're damaged. But as I said, most important is the communication here, because you need to work together, you need to call out targets to actually work effective. The next thing you want to do is make sure you control the right areas, because the main role of the Venom is not only drop off teammates, but more slay their team. As you see, we're just killing people, and thanks to that, they're trying to shoot us down with stingers. They're hiding, which makes it easier for a team to move up. So you want to make sure you look in the areas that are very, very crowded. You don't really need to look at the crates that you need to arm. More so look at their spawn and try kill as many people before they can even leave it. And as tactix already said, always go for ground vehicles first and then try take out the infantry. And with a little exercising, you can do very, very well with this strategy. So I guess that's basically it for the gunner. It's, as I said, it needs a bit of exercising, but you will be able to do very, very well. So tactix, do you have something more to say about the whole thing?
Yeah, just one last wrap-up point is that people are at points when flying the Venom, which is very true. You get about 20 points for a squad mate to go ahead and shoot an enemy compared to their 100 points per kill. Now, they're fixing this after the patch where they're going to go bump it from 20 to 50, but I don't do it for the points. I do it for the rewarding feeling. It helps our team win. I help my teammates get a nice, good score, and they will help me out in turn on other maps where if I'm in a tank or if I'm in a little bird, they'll repair me and be my gunner or anything along those lines. It's just a give and take relationship, and I feel that it's a fun thing to do is to fly the chopper. I do it more for fun and to help my teammates out than anything else. So if you're going to complain about points, and I don't think flying is for you.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you very much, tactix, for staying with me. Next week we're gonna have a tech helicopter up with a very, very beastly pilot on PlayStation Network, so stay tuned, guys. I guess that's it. Alright, so see ya.
Later, guys.